Supervising ministries with respect to their handover notes.
The Honorable Commissioner, Sir, I want to draw your attention to the Asaba. But today,
before you come back to the state government, so once it's approved,
it's allowed. So, sir, what is your take on all this?
Or the 2 billion, as the case may be, for you to just put on that job. No, that's not.
The releases, because the difference between this upward review.
Because government is a continuum, it is binding on the next administration once you deliver that job and it is verifiable that you have delivered it and the contract was duly awarded to you, for that next administration to now proceed. 150, 180 million. In line with our promise to continue to work to the 28th of May, which is a day before the handing over date, approved a number of projects, particularly road projects, and the intention is that these road projects, some of them will have to effect upward review because we discovered that the work on some of the projects had been slowed down on account of variations in terms of prices triggered by the fluctuating nature of our currency. A number of these roads were awarded in 2021, some in 2022, and while work has progressed to a certain level, it became necessary for the contractors to trigger a process of a review of the rates that characterized the initial contract award. We had an upward review of a particular road, which is the Polo Enwe Uweru Road, phase 3. And that road is in Isoko South, it leads towards Uyele North. This particular road is a road that is as much as 4.1 billion. The review have triggered it to 4.9. We also have an upward review of Ajaji Ofili Nwamo stroke Iluku Street and the construction, and as well as this particular one, we did not only review, have an upward review of that street, we also have addition of other road networks here in Asaba. We have to add the construction of Odogu Close, which is going to start from the stopover junction on the Buzo Road to A Division Police Station along Ogbe-Ogonogo Road. So before now, we have a traffic control laws that was passed as far back as 1972. And you do know that between 1972 and now, which is as much as 51 years, a whole lot of things have changed, whether in terms of how you observe traffic lights, in terms of who has the power to order the blockade of roads, and many other factors. And so having to rely on a law that was passed in 1972 to control traffic is not helping us. And as such, we have now approved the replacement of that particular law with the 2023 new regulations that will make it possible for our traffic agency as well as the road safety and others to be in a position to regulate the use of our roads, the use of our highways, the use of our streets by members of the public, so that once you commit an offense, what the particular offense you've committed will fall in line with the realities of the moment rather than judging people based on 1972 law. Then we also approved the construction of Abonta Ewuru Road in Eka South. It's about 1.96 kilometer road, so it's a new construction entirely. And then an upward review of Ozu Onya Obudia Street in Ekuku Abo in Eka South. We also had an upward review of a contract for flood control. I told you about what we're doing, and this flood control is here in Asaba. This measure is at Ogbe-Ilo and Ogbomata Street. And this one is to enable us also control the flood in that area. You recall when we started the control of flood in Asaba, we told you how to face it because the enormous amount of resources that was required for us to be able to embark on such a flood control. And we had different phases as advised by the engineers that carried out the feasibility study, up to about 8 different phases. We have been able to carry out as much as 6. So now we're also trying as much as possible to control certain corridors. We do believe that by the grace of God, the next administration will be in a position to also address some of them from somewhere around the summit to a number of other inner streets. The governor and the leadership of the party in Delta North thanked the political leaders and the people of Delta North for supporting overwhelmingly the PDP in this last governorship election, and that Delta North did so much to reward the PDP, and then repose a whole lot of confidence in the person of Sheriff Oborowori as the candidate of the PDP and now governor-elect for our state, Delta. And that he urged them that beyond the support ahead of that elections, that it will be good for Delta not to continue to support the incoming administration the same way they supported him. So that at the end of the day, we are going to have an administration that will also be treated as if it is one of their own that is in power.